My amplified units. I know it's a little bit later on this Monday afternoon, probably by the time you're seeing this, by the time this is uploaded, a few hours before Raw probably. I apologize. I wanted to get this video out earlier in the day, but something came up. Total transparency and honesty with you guys, a little bit of drama, which I always love. I love confrontation. I love chaos. I'm a weird dude, I know, but I thrive in those environments. A few weeks ago, I told one of the business ventures that I'm in, I told them that at the end of the month, I was no longer going to be giving my services to them. I was going to be cutting ties and moving on. Because other bigger, more epic things are on the horizon. They didn't like that. They're the type of people that, you can't leave us, we're cutting ties with you. So I'm like, really, are we going to play this 5-year-old silly game? Are we going to take this to a silly level? If so, let's do this. So here we are. Saturday was going to be the cutoff. This Saturday was the final chapter, as the Shield was using last night. That was going to be the final deed that I was going to do in this business venture with this particular company. This Saturday, that was it. So I get a phone call this morning, and these schmucks are trying to cut ties with me over the phone. Mind you, I was doing business with these guys well over 3 years now. And they don't have the balls, the cojones, the how you doings to just tell me face to face, be a man. Over the phone. And you guys remember Stone Cold's story that pisses him off to this very day when he was with WCW, and he was out with the injury, and Eric Bischoff called him and fired him over the phone. And to this day, Steve Austin's pissed about that. And I always vowed to myself after hearing that story, I was never going to let anyone, no matter the business venture, I was never going to allow somebody to cut ties with me over the phone. You have to be a man. I'm a big boy. I can take the words you're telling me if you give me a valid reason. And it better be reasons. But you just gotta do it face to face. I'm a simple man. Everyone thinks I'm just an asshole, the boogeyman, the bad guy. But if you have common sense and logic, and you're not a complete imbecile, right? If you're at least have some brain cells that are working in your dome piece, I can pretty much jive with you. Or at least see where you're going. Work with you. But if you don't have common sense at all, no logic, no brain cells are clicking, if you come across as a complete imbecile to the highest degree, then guys, there is no placement for that in my life, and you will be called out. They tried to cut ties with me over the phone days before they knew I was cutting ties with them. What is the reasoning other than just being childish? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make these little boys into men. I showed up at this place of business, impromptu, unannounced, as I love to do, and I walked up to the lead dumb schmuck's office, and when he saw me, it looked like he literally just shit a brick and pissed his pants. His voice hit 10 octane levels higher. He had this look of a deer caught in headlights. He started crying out, guys, come into the office. Anyone that was around him, he needed backup because he didn't know if the amplified man was going to flip out or not. I don't blame him. The amplified man doesn't even know if he's going to. But without any threats, without any violence, without any harassment, I proceeded to call this dumb schmuck out on all of his bullshit. All of his incompetence, and all of that business's incompetence. And trust me, there's plentiful when it comes to the incompetence level in this place of business. Let me tell you this, if stupidity was contagious, that would be the epicenter of the plague. And I raised the scene, you're damn right. Again, I did it without threatening, I did it without violence, I did it without harassing anybody, but I called everyone out on their bullshit. There was about 6 people in that little office. because they were all scared. They were all like each other's backup. But not at one point did anybody speak up to try to calm me down or try to tell me I need to leave. Not at one point, because they were scared shitless. They all had their balls tucked between their legs. And I saw outside that door, all these other people started to gather around the office. I don't know if it was just entertainment for them, grab the popcorn and soda pop, or maybe they were there as backup for the lead dumb schmuck. But either way, nobody was making a move. Nobody was saying a peep. And I continued to give a verbal beatdown to everybody in that office because it needed to be said. They needed to be called out on not just their bullshit, but they needed to learn not to be a little boy anymore. If you're gonna be in head positions, you gotta be a man and man up. You have to know how to do business with people. And I continued to call everybody out. As I'm making my way out of the building, I'm calling everybody out. At this point, there's 30 people all around me, not saying a word. Scared shitless. If you could see the look on these people's faces, they were scared shitless. Like deers in headlights. Like they're gonna piss their pants. Like they're about to cry. All of their balls were tucked between their legs, and there was just one amplified man causing all of this. As the nature boy would say, I was the motherfucker causing all of this. You're damn right I was, because I like to think I taught a lesson to every schmuck in that room. Everybody needed to learn how you become a man and what it takes. And hopefully in the future, this place of business will be able to conduct their business in a much more respectable, honorable, badass way. And not be little pussy-ass bitches and clowns and jokes that they've been for the years that I have known them. I have seen no growth in their character. And mind you, these are people I maybe see once a week. I do business with these people once a week at best. Why? Because I have a plethora of other business ventures that I am involved in. I don't need one place. My wallet is fat. The cars we drive are immaculate. The places we live, exceptional. The business, financial ventures that I'm in make me more in 1 month than they'll make in 5. So for me, it's about teaching lessons. For me, it's about bringing little boys up and making them men. And when I say little boys, these are grown men already, supposedly. These are 30, 40, 50-year-old men that cowered to the amplified man. I wanted to see people stepping up. I wanted to see some fucking balls. Not literally. Then again, with that place, you probably would. They're a little weird. But anyway, I know that's a little bit of a side rant, but that's what I was doing this morning. I was teaching people a lesson on how businesses ran. And, you know, when you try to cut ties with somebody, face to face, bro. Not over the phone. Don't be a little bitch. The lesson for today is don't be a little bitch. Man up. You know, I know not everyone out there can do that at their place of business, or maybe it's your place of employment. Maybe it's like a 9-to-5 job that you literally do like 30 or 40 hours a week. And if it is a job like that, I understand if you can't flip out. For me, I have a lot of other business ventures that I do. I have a lot of other ways that I make income, and this is just one of many business ventures. And again, I only did business with them once a week tops. So I realize that I can do stuff like that more than most. So I don't take that for granted. I'm very thrilled that I'm able to do stuff like that. But trust me, I don't get amplified and call people out and make a scene just because it's fun for me. Although it is fun. Again, I thrive in chaos. I love confrontation. And I love seeing people like scared little bitches, especially when you can do it in a non-violent way and I'm not threatening anyone, I'm not harassing anyone, and I'm still making you cry like a bitch. Bro, there's nothing like that. When you can fucking try and teach people lessons and hope that they learn from this, that's awesome. So it wasn't just fun for me. It wasn't just entertaining for me, which it is. I mean, I celebrated afterwards. I got 3 more amplified size coffees. Man, I had some great phone calls after that, and we just laughed and had fun, and it's like, I just love those situations, you know what I mean? To other people, it may just be like, man, he caused a scene, he got amplified, he's nuts, he's crazy, he's a lunatic. But at the other end, I'm having the time of my life, and I'm loving it, and I'm watching everyone's face, and they're scared shitless, and they're about to cry, and I know that I'm teaching lessons, and if you're gonna cry because you're a little bitch, and not a full-grown man yet, well, that's your fucking issue. You're 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 years old. You should be an actual man, not a little bitch, not a little pussy. I have no regrets. That's how I spent my morning. I put people in their place, and now they know who was really boss from day one. It was clearly and obviously, as they all knew from the beginning, the boss was the amplified man. And that was proven today, man. That was badass. I fucking... We had fun. Let's just say that, guys. I showed up to this place and I just let everybody have a piece of my mind. We got amplified. Anyway, thank you for letting me spend some minutes on that, because there's a few lessons here. First of all, never let people walk over you. Always stand up for yourself if you feel you were disrespected or something was being done in an unhonorable way. Or an unjust way. Always stand up for yourself and always call people out on their bullshit. Never be afraid to do such. They're not going to do shit, most likely. They're going to be scared little bitches, because 99% of this world is scared little bitches. That's how I know. Unfortunately, I would have loved if one person stood up and said, man, let's go outside. Oh, bro, I'm headed that way. Follow me. But no, nobody had any fucking balls, and everybody knew what I was saying was most likely the most accurate shit they've ever heard. Whatever situation you find yourself in this life, guys, stand up for yourself. You're gonna thank yourself a million times more as life goes on. You're gonna look back and go, wow, that was fun. I'm glad I did that. You know? I wasn't anyone's bitch. I made motherfuckers my bitch. So there's many lessons to be learned there, and that's why I wanted to bring that up, guys. And again, the main reason I'm bringing that up is that's why this video was out so late. But it kind of contradicts itself, because I'm talking about why the video is out so late, and I just spent like 10 minutes talking about my fucking drama this morning. So let's talk about the subject at hand. I'll try to go over this fast, because I don't want this to be a 20+ minute video. And luckily for all of us, this was basically just another Monday Night Raw from 2018, 2019. If you have seen any Monday Night Raw in 2018, or any Monday Night Raw in all of 2019 so far, you saw the Shield's Final Chapter Network special last night, because all it was redundancy rematches. Redundant rematch after redundant rematch. Finn Balor took on Elias to start this show off. It was a 3-match card, an hour and a half-ish long. At first, you're thinking this has a vibe of Saturday night's main event. At first, you're like, I kind of like this. I'm digging this special. You got the commentary booth as like part of the ring, right? It's just a table smushed up against the ring like they used to do back in the day. You got Renee Young in just a fucking... what was it, like a jean jacket with Dean Ambrose's mug on the back of it. You had Corey Graves dressed down. Michael Cole, I believe, was still a little bit dressed up, but it's Michael Cole. The fuck you gonna do? And they were all just at the commentator's booth, which again is like attached to ringside. Not literally, again, it's just a table pushed up against it. But it's all one. It's like boxing these days. You ever see boxing and the judges are all like basically a part of the ring? I loved it. It was an old school vibe. But then the matches took place. And then we were like, oh yeah, this is WWE's non-creative at work. Wasn't Elias and Finn Balor just drafted over to SmackDown? Both of them from Raw? And we saw Balor and Elias a million times on Raw face each other. So what are they doing already on SmackDown? BC, this is just a glorified house show, man. Relax. Guys, so is Monday Night Raw lately, the past 2 years. SmackDown lately, the past 2 years. Half the pay-per-views the last few years. They're all just glorified house shows. What's your point? This was a network special. What was special about last night? The first match was a rematch that we saw a million times in 2018 on Monday Night Raw, probably already a dozen times in 2019 as well. Both superstars went over the SmackDown. You thought this was going to be the shakeup, even at house shows. You weren't going to have to see these two in the ring anymore. No. Now they both got drafted to SmackDown, and it doesn't matter. They're still in the ring together. We're still seeing the same Monday Night Raw rematches, even though they're a part of SmackDown. Again, BC, it was just a house show. Both brands were kind of represented. So what is the fucking point of giving us a rematch? It's a special on the network. There's nothing special about Balor and Elias for the 614th time. I can speak. Come on, guys. Is it a special event or not? In the end of the match, Lord save us all. The referee botched this so bad. It was supposed to be a roll-up, so Finn Balor rolled up Elias. Elias kept his shoulders on the mat, waiting for the count of 3, but the ref thought that Elias was supposed to kick out, so the ref actually held out at 2. And he tried to say that Elias' shoulder was up. Finn Balor and Elias is like, what the fuck? 5 seconds later, they rolled it up again. Because they were like, no, that's the finish, ref. So the ref was like, oops, my bad. 5 seconds later, they do the same roll-up. 1, 2, 3. The ref finally counts it. That was a botch that ruined the match. But then again, did it really? The match was ruined the time they were introduced. Nobody needed or wanted to see Finn Balor take on Elias for the 614th time in 2 years. And again, the referee botch was just icing on the cake. Then we went into, and again, before the match, they had Finn Balor singing with Elias. Hopefully we never have to see that again. The only thing I need to be put to rest more than that is the Riot Squad trying to sing with Elias. Because after Elias lost, he still got his little stool, his little microphone, and his guitar, and he tried to put on another performance. Post-match, post-loss. And the Riot Squad this time interrupted him. And they started singing at a pitch that I literally needed to put headphones, earplugs, and anything else I could find around the house. I needed to shove them in my ears. Lord, hopefully we never hear that again from the Riot Squad trying to sing. And they got interrupted by Bayley. Bayley comes down with her tag team partner, Ember Moon. So Bayley came up last week to SmackDown and told Becky Lynch, I am now here from now on as a singles competitor. That's what you thought, Bayley. That's a good laugh. Clearly you don't know Vince McMahon. Because Vince just went and found the newly returned Ember Moon and said, let's put them in a nonsensical tag team. So now we had Ember Moon and Bayley last week, and now already on house shows, on a house show leg of their tour, Bayley and Ember Moon are being tagged up. Mind you guys, house shows are where they usually start testing things out for the future. For Raw, for SmackDown, for pay-per-views. It looks to me like Bayley and Ember Moon are just going to be another nonsensical bullshit tag team. And that's criminal. Because just like Elias should be booked to the moon, because this guy has what it takes to be larger than life and he continually loses every single day of the week, twice on Sunday. Ember Moon for the females should be booked to the moon. No pun intended. But Ember Moon should be booked to the moon. Because straight from the moment her music hits, this is a character that captivates you. And she's one of the best wrestlers to go in that ring that we've seen in the past several years. It's criminal how they treat Elias, how they treat Ember Moon. And Ember Moon is now just in a tag team with Bayley. Bayley, just like we talked about Balor and Elias in another rematch from Monday Night Raw, even though they're both on SmackDown now, and this is our special network show. Same thing with Bayley versus the Riot Squad. How many times did we see Bayley and anybody else with her against the Riot Squad in 2018 and 2019? It's rhetorical. The answer is astronomically a lot. I think the direct answer, the actual answer, is 975 times. We've seen the Riot Squad take on Bayley in some form. Now all they did is they switched out Sasha Banks and they put in Ember Moon to be with Bayley. This shakeup, the lines are already blurred already. Wasn't Liv Morgan just drafted over to SmackDown? Or something like that? Weren't they split up? All of a sudden, they're back on this network special. And this is where, again, everyone's saying, BC, it's just a network special, man. They put them back together for one time only. One time only? It's only been 1 week since the shakeup. You couldn't even give it like a few months and be like, hey, the Riot Squad's getting back for one match. The lines are beyond blurred. If you're seriously a casual fan, I feel bad for you. Because there's no way to keep all of this in order. As a diehard fan that actually knows what's going on, I don't even know what's going on. I'm confused with the nonsensical bullshit that they're producing on a daily. On the daily and per week on every show that they're dishing out. I don't even know anymore. I could just imagine, or can't even imagine, don't even want to try to imagine what the casual fan is thinking. Eclipse, Ember Moon wins the match for her team. At least we can say Ember's winning a match, right? I guess beggars can't be choosers. At least she's winning, but that's only for one show. She'll be right back into complacent 50-50 booking this Tuesday on SmackDown. When she loses, the who the hell knows? Sonya Deville. Or maybe some local talent. Betsy Bottletits. From wherever they are around the area, she's going to beat Ember Moon this Tuesday. And then we went into the Shield main event. The Shield taking on Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and... What'd I say? Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Baron Corbin. How can we forget about Baron Corbin? BC, how could you? There's nothing to talk about here. This is another redundant rematch that we've seen a million times between these six people. Or Seth and Dean with somebody else versus Baron, Bobby, and Drew. I've seen it so many times. That's all this was. Again, I ask one question. How is this a network special if you just fed us redundancy matches from 2018? At the end of this match, which obviously the Shield wins, and at the end of this match, everybody says some nice words to Dean Ambrose. And by everybody, I mean just Seth Rollins. Because when Rollins went to hand the mic to Roman Reigns, Roman started looking at the crowd, had reservations, and goes, I'm all set. Roman Reigns couldn't even say any words, any last words to Dean Ambrose. Why? Because he knew he was probably going to get some boos if he grabbed the mic, and he didn't want to ruin the feel, the mood from the crowd. That is horrible if that is supposed to be their top face. It's bad enough Vince McMahon has been protecting him since he got back. They didn't even use him on the Raw after WrestleMania. They had to bring him out when Raw went off the air, and they all had a little thing for Dean Ambrose in Brooklyn. But he was not used on Raw, and it has been confirmed it's because Vince McMahon needed to protect the response he was going to get, and they thought that Brooklyn was really going to boo him. But now, to see Roman afraid to take the microphone because he might get booed by people, and that's supposed to be your top face, you don't find a problem with that? The guy couldn't even get on the microphone to say goodbye to Dean. Or give some fun words for the crowd about Dean, like Seth did. That's supposed to be your locker room leader. That's supposed to be your top face in the company, according to Vince. And the guy didn't even say a word last night. That's pathetic. That is straight out pathetic. Dean Ambrose had to grab the mic and give his own speech. And it was a good one. After Dean Ambrose was done with that hoorah speech and go for your dreams and never settle, basically what I was telling you guys at the top of this video, that's probably the reason I got all amped up and headed down to this place of business this morning. Dean Ambrose got me all amped up. After that, I was ready to take on the world last night. Seth Rollins gave an awesome speech. Dean Ambrose absolutely killed it with his speech. And Roman didn't even give one. Because he didn't want to get booed. That's pathetic, man. And that is why I say, that is what I say. He needs to go heel. We're babying a grown man and trying to get the perfect response from the crowds. We're trying to manipulate, and all of our creativity is going into this one guy's reaction, while the rest of the product and all of your superstars under you suffers. This guy didn't even grab the mic. He's supposed to be the head superstar. That's like, imagine back in the day if Randy Savage, Brutus Beefcake, and Hulk Hogan were all in the ring. Savage and Beefcake say some words. Hulk Hogan doesn't say one thing because he's afraid of a reaction. That's what you're telling me with Roman. I don't care if that hurts. That's the truth, and you're going to have to accept the fact that this is a sad day in the WWE. That it's come to that. Whoa, that was fucking far. That went into the whole other fucking office area. Amplified, man, that's gonna be it, guys. You didn't even need these notes. That was a simplistic special event. BC, relax. It was just a little event on a Sunday night. It was called a special event. Give us something special. It was an hour and a half long, nearly. Give us something cool. Let's just throw the same people out there. But Vince, they faced each other 100 times, all 3 of these matches. So, it's a special event. But we hold event, we use that word loosely, Hankerson. Oh, I'm sorry, Vince. Yeah, don't let it happen again, Hankerson. Special event, and put event in quotes, so they know it's not that special. Damn it, Hankerson. Sorry, Vince. The Amplified, man. I love you guys. Much love and respect. You guys know this. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw review and reaction. Hopefully we're in a better mood, but I don't know. Even with SmackDown stars now on Raw, we're probably still going to see redundancy rematches at their finest. Or worst, depending on how you look at it. This is all tragic. This is all criminal. Welcome to the WWE. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll do it again. This time on a much bigger scale. We'll get even more amplified because this is a 3-hour show called Monday Night Raw. We're a couple hours away. We'll see what they produce. Anger! Come back!